Everybody, want to thank you for tuning in. My name is Bob Thering. I am a success coach and trainer. I'm also the owner of Tandem Innovations. It's a coaching and training firm based out of Ono, West Virginia. That's where I'm coming to you on this recording today. And in my series of recordings and audio and video, I try to come up with some things to relate to in your life that might be holding you back, might be keeping you from being the best you, the best version of yourself, as one of my favorite authors, Matthew Kelly, says. And today, I want to talk to you about something very interesting. I'm going to start out talking about a fortune inside of a fortune cookie. Okay. As some of you may know, I'm a big fan of Chinese food, and I love all Asian foods and ethnic foods. Although I'm kind of a picky eater, I love going to the Chinese buffets. So I cracked open a recent fortune cookie at the end of my meal, and I do it for fun. I'm not a big believer in fortune cookies, so just to clear that air up front, okay? But this one kind of cut on me, and it hit me so hard, and it caused me to think about a lot of different things. So here's what it says: if you don't do it excellently, don't do it at all. Okay. So first of all, my initial response was excellently. Is that a real word? So I had to go out and confirm that that was a word. So excellently, or don't do it at all. I've had many different people instruct me on a number of different aspects about this. Just go do something. Don't even worry if it looks right. Just go do it, or don't do it until it's exactly right. You hear a lot of different pieces of advice, and the interesting thing is, I think this fortune kind of sums it up. Okay, because I realize, and this type of material, these principles that I teach, I'm not just teaching because I'm great at them, because I'm a work in progress every single day. But this one stuck out to me big time. I realize that I struggle with perfectionism, and I bet a lot of you guys do too, especially if you're a business owner. What happens is we're afraid to do anything. There's that fear word, which we've talked about too as well. We're afraid to do anything that isn't done to perfection. Okay, so what does that mean? So first of all, a couple definitions here. Okay, first of all, so the definition of perfection: that's the condition, state, or quality of being free, or as free as possible, from all flaws and defects. All flaws and defects. Now, excellence is the quality of being outstanding or extremely good. Now, it's very important that we define these words, because everybody's variance on what they're talking about when it comes to excellence can be and often is very different. Okay, so I will share with you right now. Even before doing some of these videos, I hesitated, I held up, and I was afraid. I was like, well, there's that fear again. I was afraid, man, everything's got to look right. Well, things aren't perfect. Okay, I don't have everything perfectly organized in this room. The setup is not exactly right. There's a lot of things I would like to fine tune, and I'll be doing that as we move along. But that's getting caught up in perfection. Okay, and perfection it paralyzes people. It keeps people stuck where they are, because I'm not going to move forward unless it's exactly how I want it. Well, I'm here to tell you folks, there's hardly anything that's truly perfect in this world. Okay, and especially us, we don't have the ability. We're not made for perfection. Now, as the fortune says, are we made for, well, are we made for excellence is the question. And I believe that's a good comment. Is don't, if you're not going to do it excellently, if you're not going to do it with excellence, don't do it at all. Okay. So what might that mean? Let's give some examples here real quick. Of course, I gave you the example of my video here. I'm wanting to do it perfectly. I want everything to be exactly right. Well, it isn't. My hair's not perfectly right. The room, the lighting, everything isn't perfectly right. But I'm doing everything from deep inside my heart, from deep, deep within me, with all my heart and all my passion. And the reason I'm doing it is because I'm wanting to help people. And also, this helps myself. If I'm living this material, okay, if I'm expressing it, there's an accountability coming from me. There has to be some kind of credibility, because if I'm not doing it right, then how are people that listen to me going to improve? How are they going to trust me? Okay, it's not going to happen. So it's very, very important that we commit to these things. So what else might be happening in your business world? Maybe we don't send out a proposal until it's perfect. Well, sometimes those proposals don't go out. How about this? How about we send it out when it's done with excellence, when it's done with the highest level quality, highest level good that we can do. Okay, that's really, really important. Okay, so that's what it's all about. Now, so excellence, that's where we want to work from. Perfection is not where we want to work from because we'll never reach it. Do you realize that we'll never reach it? And a lot of times we'll look around and we'll see things that are perfect in our eyes. Sometimes I'll go to a movie or I'll see a play or something. I'm like, man, perfection. It was just perfection. I couldn't find a single thing wrong with it, a single flaw. And I realized, wow, that's perfection. Well, it's not perfection. Because if you ask those people, they'll tell you this is where this went wrong, that went wrong. However, it was done with excellence. And that's what people want. That's what we should be striving for. So that's a big difference. So what's the challenge here? What do you do from, where do you go from here? Okay. Well, you move from this mindset of perfection, which is unattainable and unrealistic, and you move toward a mindset of excellence. If we move toward a mindset of excellence, that's where we won't fail. Let me rephrase that. That's where we might fail. Okay. And if we do fail, let that be a lesson to us in the realization that we're never going to hit perfection. We can work on excellence because excellence is from the heart and where it's done from. Okay. And that is dotting the I's and crossing the T's. That works on excellence. Perfection would be making sure that dot is perfectly centered on site. You know, if you're handwriting, just on top of that I. We get stuck there, and also it gives us excuses. Perfection gives us excuses. And how often do we not do something because we didn't do it perfectly? We don't have it all perfect. And I'm not going to go until it's time perfection. You know what? Before you know it, you don't do it. We've moved on to another thing. We've missed another golden opportunity. So send out that proposal with excellence. Okay. Make that phone call with excellence. Okay. Create that relationship with your family and your friends and your business acquaintances with excellence, not with perfection. Just before this video I recorded, I heard a commercial and it said, you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. It was for adoption services, and I think it might have been for, adoption and what's the word I'm looking for? Foster children, for being a foster parent. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Well, you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect business owner. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect family member. The list goes on and on. So folks, work on excellence, not perfection. If we work too deep on perfection, we'll never, ever attain it. Okay? And remember the motto, be bold, be creative, and folks, most importantly, be you, and be you at an excellent level. Thank you. This is Bob Thuring with Tandem Innovations. If you want to get in touch with me, just send me an email to bob@workintandem.com. bob@workintandem.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd love to hear from you.